You are cleansed. You will now only talk about Fortnite streamers.
All the crazy stuff in 2020 started happening, and I had a lot that I wanted to talk about, but because I already experienced the wrath of the Twitch community for my opinions before, I was very hesitant to vocalize what was on my mind.
You can't chew food on the stream because nobody likes to watch you chew food. You need to be professional. Bitch, I'm hungry!
The only people talking crap about me are Twitch streamers, which is hilarious. And they'll accuse me of grifting or just, trying to just capitalize on whatever's going on right now just for the sake of money. And it's like, how dumb do you sound? Because when you're on Twitch, what are you doing? You're streaming and playing video games for money. That's what you do. So it's not a secret that racism is a hot topic. So hot that many people depend on keeping racism alive to earn a living or to achieve power. Of course, they are not going to tell you this for obvious reasons, but I assure you that these folks do not give a damn about you. I think that the reason that I'm still on here is just to make myself known. And I'm politically homeless, by the way. I don't associate, I'm not a Republican or whatever. I'm just me. And I exist on this platform to make it known that other people who have different thoughts and different beliefs exist here. Because right now it seems like it's just a one-sided echo chamber.
Welcome to a new episode of Behind the Streams, the place where we discuss the backstage stories, the struggles, and the experiences of streamers while we're learning from them. In the previous episode, we had a discussion with 𝐿𝐼𝐸, the most well-known and established streamer coach. So check out this episode because I'm pretty sure you're gonna find a lot of value in there. Today, I have the honor to present to you a unique guest that I personally admire so much, and I met her on my early stages of streaming. I learned a lot from her because she was my mentor and also a leader in my very first Twitch team, the Goth Squad. Today we have Gothix with us, or Vanessa if you prefer, a Twitch innovator and entertainer, podcaster, and social commentator. So welcome, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hello, thank you for having me.
So Gothix, I will get straight to the point. I know how much you love streaming and that Twitch was your very first platform when you started. So you've been doing an amazing job over there. You had a lot of different things that were going on, epic shows, tons of scenes, and much more. So what made you take a break from Twitch and shift your content?
Well, the break that I took from Twitch was it was forced. I didn't want one, but I ended up taking one after I got canceled through the Twitch community. For opinions that I had, and I still want to apologize for. I took a break from Twitch because I kind of fell out of love with the platform. It kind of woke me up a little bit to see how a lot of people were very quick to abandon my side after something so minuscule. So that's I kind of started getting into YouTube, and I so far I've been enjoying it more on YouTube because I find the community over there to be a lot more open-minded, whereas Twitch, it's very narrow, and that's where it comes in with the whole, you don't talk about these things in chat because, the rules, like you don't talk about religion, you don't talk about politics, like this is like an unsaid rule on Twitch, and now I understand it, and it's because people are so narrow-minded on this platform.
Yeah, that's true, all right. And Twitch community can sometimes be tricky and cruel, and I think we've all had some experiences from that, some big, some small. What's your opinion on the Twitch community, and what do you think needs to be changed?
I I would like to be positive and say that I don't think the Twitch community is so far gone that it can't be fixed. But sometimes I feel like that. As far as how it can be fixed, I think first of all, whoever they're staffing, they need to have a variety of people, because to me, whoever's running the moderation team or their social media team, it's very clear that they're one-sided in their way of thinking. And this was very obvious during last year, when the talk of politics started to come around. It was very clear that a lot of people were being bullied on the platform who voted a certain way, and it didn't seem like Twitch was doing anything to help those people, help these streamers that were getting attacked and getting harassed because of what they believed. And so I think that that's the first thing. And then also being consistent with how they enforce their terms of service, because to me, it looks very like favoritism in a way.
I can totally understand that. And I know that you had some bitter and cruel experiences while streaming on Twitch. Would you like to talk about that and tell us how did you overcame it and how did they affect your mental health and everything?
Oh yeah, I've had a few experiences on Twitch. It's kind of comical at this point because of how many times I've had cancel culture attempted on me. But the first time I had when I had an online mob was when I had the audacity to say, hey, let's not call everyone racist because they don't want the Little Mermaid to be black, because Disney's doing that now, I guess.
Yeah.
And how dare I to even suggest that? And then after that, I was public and honest about the fact that I voted for Trump, and then that turned into a whole other thing of just like, oh, you're against human rights and you help white supremacists. It's a lot of accusations that you can tell that the people that were saying these things were just very emotional, and it's like, I still don't apologize for it. Like I didn't do anything wrong. So as far as the how I recovered from the cancel culture thing, it's just that right there. It's just me repeating to myself that these people are emotional. These people don't know me. They don't know what my intentions are. And if you're not willing to have a conversation to find out why someone thinks or does a certain thing, then I'm not going to spend my energy getting upset about the fact that people don't like me now. If you don't like me, you don't like me. It is what it is. And I think with Twitch or social media in general, a lot of people have become so desperate to be noticed or to be a part of something. That's why we have, people calling each other out for clout. And we can't say that it's not clout. I mean, come on. You can't solve a problem in private with someone. You have to go to Twitter to do that. Like it's very clear that it's for clout. Everything has to be on display. Who gets the most likes? Who gets the most retweets? And, it's just me repeating that in my head. Is these people, they just want people to pay attention to them. It's just, look at me, I'm upset about something. So I just don't engage anymore, and I just do me, and I don't pay attention to what things people have to say about me, because it's none of my business. Every minute that I spend focusing on someone else talking crap about me is another minute that I'm not spending making content over on YouTube. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, and that's a very, very good point, because so many people right now are focusing on Twitter and how are they gonna get some clout and everything. But this, for me, are the people that do not have content, so they have lots of free time to say whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I'll go to their Twitter pages and I'll just see, okay, this person wrote like 5 paragraphs about me. Let's take a look at their Twitter timeline, and it's the same thing. It's just drama. All it is drama. And these people call themselves streamers, and I feel really sorry for them because they can't see what the problem is. And the problem is their attitude. It's their behavior. Growing up, I never went on Twitter or social media to publicly talk about how much I don't like someone. Like, why do people care what I have to say about another person? There are YouTube channels that are dedicated to making reaction videos of other YouTubers. And there's this one channel that I found the other day. He has like 5 reactions about me, all negative. And I'm like, this is your content. You make content about other people's content. That's weird.
That's very weird, and that happens a lot. I've seen that all the time, you know, people talking about other people, and this, they call it content. Well, I'm not sure about that.
No.
So when you did this, first the break, and then you decided to do other things with your content. Now, how did your community reacted to that?
Oh, I think you know the answer to that. I'm gonna say it again though. So the YouTube, when I started getting into, so it wasn't immediate. I was still on Twitch. After my break, I came back, and then all the crazy stuff in 2020 started happening, and I had a lot that I wanted to talk about, but because I already experienced the wrath of the Twitch community for my opinions before, I was very hesitant to vocalize what was on my mind. So every time I would stream, I would spend an extra few minutes talking about something that I normally wouldn't talk about, mostly politics, just to kind of see what the response was from my community. And the response was what I expected. My viewership dropped. I had some people unfollow me, and so I ended up making a video on YouTube about, just things on my mind, and I kept uploading videos, and I didn't get a really bad response until I uploaded the video talking about why I voted for Trump. And that video existed on YouTube for, I want to say a month or so, and people knew about it. It was only until someone went on Twitter from Twitch and posted about it and said, hey, look at this video that this chick did. And then all of a sudden, the people that knew I had this video all of a sudden got angry.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So that's how I know it wasn't a genuine reaction. It was this thing of wanting to be a part of something. And the trendy thing to be a part of through Twitch is be a part of drama. You want to be a part of the mob. So the people that were okay with me uploading this content, all of a sudden overnight were upset that I voted for Trump. So my community just dismantled itself. People were leaving. People were making twit-longers about why they're no longer associated with me. Again, like, I've never done that. Like, I just want to let everyone know on social media that I don't like this person. Like, who does that?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just like every day another 10 people would leave, and it came to the point that I was just like, forget it. I'm just going to close the community. What's the point? I'm going to start new, because if these people are going to leave just because I voted for Trump and just because I'm vocalizing my opinions, using the same free speech as they have to use their free speech, then I don't want them in my community anyway. I'll find a new one.
Yeah, and you had the power to do that. That's the most important thing. Because, there are so many people that are getting attacked, and they're thinking that it's their mistake, what they said, and if they got it public, it's their mistake. So this is very, very good of you. And I know that besides your Twitch community that absolutely loved you back then, you also owned a Twitch team, the Goth Squad. So you quit that too.
Yeah.
What made you quit that?
Well, the Goth Squad is exactly that. That was the thing that most people left from. And I just closed the community altogether. I closed down the social media. I said, forget it, because like the most eye-opening thing about that situation was how quickly a lot of these members in this community went on social media to make twit-longers and call me out, call me all kinds of nasty stuff, bring my family into it, even though my family has nothing to do with the Goth Squad. And then these people were raising money for anti-bullying awareness a few weeks prior. So that goes to show me that these people are not sincere about who they are. And the people that partake in cancel culture probably have the most skeletons in their closet. So that's why I don't take it seriously anymore. I do not consent to cancel culture.
Oh my God, that makes sense. Alrighty. So now you're streaming both on Twitch and YouTube, where once again you thrive, I must say. And what would you say that are the differences between these two platforms when it comes to streaming?
Yeah, I would say that with YouTube, I think that YouTube, well, Twitch and YouTube have their pros and cons. There's discoverability on YouTube, which doesn't really exist on Twitch. Twitch has more of a community feel to it, but again, that's not necessarily a good thing, as I just described. And YouTube, I find to be a lot more open-minded because of the algorithm, how it kind of caters your audience. You know, the people that are going to click on your video are most likely interested in that type of content. So yeah, it builds a little bit of an echo chamber, but I do have some people on my YouTube community that don't agree with me entirely, or they're part of a different political spectrum or whatever. So I just find overall the community to be more mature, and I'm enjoying it more because the content that I'm doing, I feel like I'm respected more for it. Whereas when I was doing the comedy and stuff, yeah, I had fun. I really enjoyed doing that. But the second I opened up my mouth, people didn't like me. So it didn't seem like I was liked for me. It was just I was liked for the gimmick. Rather, on YouTube, I'm liked for me. I'm liked for my brain. I'm liked for what I have to say. And I love that way more than I do Twitch.
That makes sense. So you think that YouTube was at first like a vessel to get a wider community on Twitch? Or would you rather say that YouTube is the platform that I want to stick to a little bit more?
Oh yeah, no, YouTube is, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be there permanently, but I hardly stream on Twitch these days. Like I just can't bring myself to do it. And the times that I do, I feel like it's mostly just chatting, because even me playing video games anymore, it's like, it doesn't feel the same. I'm at the point where I would rather just play video games offline and not for an audience, because that's not where my livelihood is being taken care of now. My livelihood is being taken care of on YouTube now. So it's like, well, what's the point of Twitch? And so the thing is when I started going on YouTube, I said to myself, if I start uploading these videos, I'm gonna lose a big chunk of my following, which I did. And it quickly, got replaced by people over on YouTube. But even still, I don't know. I think I just might stick with YouTube longer term.
Yeah.
Till they kick me out.
Yeah, I can see that in your eyes when you talk about YouTube. They're bright. When you talk about Twitch, they're a little bit more, bitter, I would say. So it's good to do things that make you happy, first of all, and second of all, whatever you're doing, you thrive, girl. So you've been on Twitch, you've done your things over there, and you've been worshipped a lot, and now on YouTube something very, very different, and that's awesome. And I gotta point out that you had the power to totally shift your content and your niche, and having the power to build up a brand new community. Not so many people do have this power, and I gotta give you that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It was hard. It was, I had to mourn the loss of my previous streaming self. I had to mourn the loss that I lost all of these people that I've had in my community for years. I had to mourn the loss that these acts that I was doing, it just didn't serve me anymore. And people, it's funny because a lot of haters that I get all through Twitch, by the way, the only people talking crap about me are Twitch streamers, which is hilarious. And they'll accuse me of grifting or just, trying to just capitalize on whatever's going on right now just for the sake of money. And it's like, how dumb do you sound? Because when you're on Twitch, what are you doing? You're streaming and playing video games for money. That's what you do. So am I only allowed to make money through video games? Can I do other stuff? And is Twitch what I'm supposed to do the rest of my life? Like the idea that people aren't allowed to shift their brand and try out different things is ridiculous. And then, it's like it's always some ulterior motive. Why is she doing this? Is she doing it because she just wants money? Well, what the fuck? You're on YouTube because you're on Twitch because you want money, right? Okay. Like, I don't see what's so trivial about this. Like, and the thing is I always told myself before I was doing content creation full time, I kept telling myself I am going to quit my real job to make content that I enjoy doing. I was not fulfilled working at corporate America. I wanted to be happy and make money. And right now I am very happy and I am making money. I'm happy because of the work that I'm doing is actually fulfilling. It's meaningful. Yeah, what I was doing on Twitch was fun, but I can say that I feel like I'm providing a service now and actually being helpful. So, yeah, I don't know. I just find those comments so hilarious when I get them.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And everybody they're thinking about making money, even if they're going on Twitch or whatever, if they know what they're doing and if that's a career for them, That's
Right.
common sense. So you completely changed your niche from horror streaming to political discussions right now, and it looks like it makes you more happy. But do you want to get back to that at some point, or do you feel nostalgia about it, or are you thinking about doing it at some point in the future?
So as far as the gaming stuff, one thing that always excited me about Twitch, and it still excites me, it's the production aspect of it. So all of the crazy things that I was doing on the platform with the special effects and the different scenes and stuff like that, I really loved putting that together. So I think if I was going to do more stuff on Twitch, it would be more from the back end aspect, with the administrative part, the production part, rather than being the talent. I would prefer to be like in the back. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I like that because I think that adds a lot of value, and it's something that I can always be evolving with, where it's like if I was on the forefront doing the entertainment aspect of it, it was like the same thing all the time. It's like you're a musician and you go on tour and you do the same song every time. It's like, okay, all right, I did this, but I want to create more. So I think the production part of it is more interesting to me.
That makes perfect sense. And the production quality is awesome. So if you started streaming today with all of the knowledge and experience you already have, what would you do differently, and on which platform would you build your community?
I would, I think I would have built my community on YouTube still. I would have built it on YouTube, and but then I also would have moved some of it over onto Twitch. I don't know what that would look like, but I think one of the reasons that I am still on Twitch is because of how narrow-minded the platform is. There's this expectation that if you are a gamer, or you have one of these cool hobbies, that you think a certain type of way. So in other words, Twitch is very progressive. Twitch is very left leaning. And then that was very clear to me during last year when people that voted for Trump were getting harassed, and it's like, whoa, what's going on over here? So I think that the reason that I'm still on here is just to make myself known. And I'm politically homeless, by the way. I don't associate, I'm not a Republican or whatever. I'm just me. And I exist on this platform to make it known that other people who have different thoughts and different beliefs exist here. Because right now it seems like it's just a one-sided echo chamber, and it's not healthy. So I am forcing myself to be on the platform when I do.
Yeah. I can totally understand that. And also, some people might ask that on Twitch, you can do live streams. On YouTube, you can do live streams and upload videos. Why did you choose to stream on YouTube instead of just uploading videos?
So well, at least for me, first of all, I'm still trying to figure out a system to YouTube because I'm very new to it. I think most successful YouTubers have like an upload schedule. I don't have that. I just upload when I upload.
Okay.
And so what I do is I kind of do the same thing like I did on Twitch. On Twitch, one trick that I did was to, make people miss you in a way. You don't always want to be online all the time because then it's going to be like, you're annoyed. Like, I see you all the time. Get out of my face. So it's like, because I don't upload a lot on YouTube, when I do the live stream, people get excited because it's like, oh, wow, I get to actually talk to this person and pick her brain and have a conversation with her. So yeah, that's what I do. And I do like a stream maybe once a week, if that, compared to over on Twitch, it was like at least 3 days a week that I was streaming.
Yeah. And that was kind of a lot for some people, and for some people it would have been nothing compared to 7 days that they're streaming and everything.
Yeah.
So you also upload videos and also streaming on YouTube, right?
Yep.
But just like Twitch, I think that its platform has their own strategies and their own kind of secrets and their own kind of algorithms. So what would you say that is different between YouTube and Twitch when it comes to the strategy of a streamer?
The strategy of a streamer. So I think that YouTube, you have to really rely on your content to be good. Like you have to have good content, I think, to thrive on YouTube. Maybe, I mean, there are some exceptions, where you look at a channel and it's like, how is this person popular, but for the most part, you have to rely on you can't rely on a community, I should say. On Twitch, because it's so community driven, you have these stream teams, you have these little, Discord communities of people, and then you have things like follow for follow and support small streamers and stuff like that. And, and what that does is it creates an army of supporters for you. I see it a lot with Black content creators on this platform, where they'll boost up other Black content creators, not even necessarily liking their content. They'll just boost them up just because they're a part of this group. And next thing you know, it's just this one particular circle that is circulating their content. So it's not really going beyond that space, whereas YouTube, you have to make good content in order for people to share your content, in order for it to get liked and get boosted up into the algorithm. So I think, so when I compare the two, I consider YouTube to be the one for the big dogs, and Twitch is the one that's like the stepping stone. I don't know, that's one of my observations of it.
Alrighty. So what are your future plans when it comes to content creation? Are you going to stick to one platform? Are you in the middle of deciding to which one are you going to stick to, or do you have another plan?
I've always said this ever since I started streaming, and I always said, I don't know. I said that Twitch wasn't going to be my final stop when I started on Twitch, and then now I'm on YouTube, so I kept my promise. And even now on YouTube, I still say to myself, I don't think YouTube's gonna be my final stop either. I don't have a direct plan. I kind of just live by the motto of winging it. I just do what I do and let things fall into place. But I know that my final stop is not going to be YouTube. It's going to be something bigger. I don't know what that looks like, but yeah, for now, I just keep winging it.
All right, that's awesome. So I want to thank you so much for joining me in this conversation today. It was awesome. And there are so many things that I didn't know and I must think of.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. The first tip I'm going to say is drop your ego. What I mean by that is be willing to compromise, be willing to evolve, be willing to change things. For example, if you have a brand and that brand isn't working, some people are so attached to that brand that they never work up the courage to change it or try something new. So drop your ego, and then also the other part of that too is the understanding that your content may not be that great, and that is okay. My content when I started was garbage and I needed to have that honest conversation with myself in order for me to figure out what was wrong with my content in order to improve it. So drop the ego. Number two, I would say not everyone is your friend. This is a mantra that I have to keep repeating to myself, and I hate it, but it's a very true tip is watch your back. Not everyone's your friend. You'll make a lot of connections through streaming, but we have to understand that Twitch is a very competitive field. Content creation in general is very competitive. Everyone's out for clout. Everyone's out for the easy way to get success. And sometimes the easy way to do that is to make friends with people and then throw them under the bus the second you get what you want. I know this firsthand because a lot of people that tried attacking me online previously asked me for advice on how to get sponsorships or how to grow their channel. So I know that this is a thing. So watch your back. And then last but not least, I would say be selfish with your energy. There's a lot of creators that complain about the fact that they're not growing, they're not seeing any success, but they will be on social media harassing, calling people out, exposing one another, just starting drama because they feel virtuous in some way or another. And all that energy can be recycled and put back into your content. And this is one of the reasons that despite all the nonsense that I get on social media, I hardly engage with people because every minute that I spend engaging with them is another minute I take away from me building my craft. So I think people underestimate how much of a time sink it could be to focus on other streamers or focus on drama that's happening that doesn't involve you. So seriously, focus on yourself. And that's it. That's my 3 tips.
So many streamers are afraid to change their content or even change the game that they're playing. But Gothix is the living proof that if you have the passion and the will to change into something that makes you more happy and more motivated, you can do it. If you liked today's discussion, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell button so that you don't miss the brand new episodes of Behind the Streams that are coming, and also much more videos about streaming that I'm planning to upload. What other topics would you like to be discussed on Behind the Streams? Leave your comments below and see you in the next episode.